The Filthy Show has extremely explicit content. It is not intended for children, adults, or anyone really, especially retards without a sense of humor. If you offend easily, please fuck off now. All right, guys, this is a new little segment we're trying out on The Filthy Show, something we haven't really done. We usually just shoot the shit here and just kind of talk back and forth, and we're kind of going to do that right now, but it's going to be a full-on interview because it's someone I've been dying to get to know, someone I've been struggling to know my entire life, really trying to talk to and never really fully understanding who they were. And that person is actually Adam Luckey, an upcoming comedian who a lot of people say he's ugly, but like a lot of people do kind of think it's like an ugliness where they would kind of want to fuck him. Like there's a lot of girls out there, at least 9, that like look at him. You agree, right? Tell you what, you can bet your gosh darn rear end I agree with that. All the way to the fucking bank. Exactly. And his dick is not big, but it curves to the left, and girls have said that that feels good. You agree, right? I'm with you all day, baby cakes. Exactly. So we're going to go into some questions, and is anything off limits? I'll do anything as long as we agree we're not going to kill ourselves. I know it's hard. All right. Well, we won't touch on that because I don't want to make you feel bad. And gee, also, fuck. First question for you, Adam Luckey, the supreme sex fucker of all comedy. People have been asking me this a lot, me personally, so I assume you've been getting the question as well, considering we're both the same person and we're doing this. Why do you want to say the N-word so much? What is it? Is it enticing? Is it erotic? You know, there's multiple reasons. One, it just feels good. Your tongue moves in the right way, and I think the reason why that word was created originally was because it's just so fun to say. And I know some unchill guys created that word, and that's why everyone's super like lame about it. And I get that like it was targeted at some people that were having some pretty unchill times at the time as well. But at the end of the day, it sounds good in rap. It works pretty much anytime you get a kill in Call of Duty. You can call anyone it. It just fits for everybody. And I'm not saying we should take it from black people. I'm just saying that let's spread it around. Let's say it more. Let's get them out there. Like, if you call an Asian person the N-word, I think it helps black people overall because the Asians are confused, and then the black people have more time to steal from their convenience stores. Oh, all right. Well, I get that. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's a rad word. It kicks ass. Rappers use it, and rappers are pretty much the smartest people in the world. So I don't understand how you listen to pure geniuses using a word, and then we're not supposed to say it. So, you know, I try to say it as much as possible, but not around people. So like in the shower, when I'm brushing my teeth, or like at the movie theater, I'll buy a ticket to a movie I know no one's going to see, and I'll just go in there and I'll scream at the entire duration of the film. And yeah, I mean, that makes Tyler Perry movies so much better. So I highly recommend it. Well, those are all very good points, and I feel like a lot of people are going to feel comfortable saying it now. That's great. Moving on to our next question. Chris Rees, who is uglier than you, most people would say, and I feel like that. I feel like some people have argued the other side of it, that he's handsomer than you because he's taller, but he's more repulsive and his butt's thin, even though he's a big guy. But what everyone wants to know is, how did you two meet? And are you guys actually gay? You know, that's a really, first off, very good point. He is uglier than me, and I get, when we stand next to each other, we are two ugly guys, and he's taller, so obviously people are gravitated towards his height, but you're right, he's grotesque, and just, his butt is so thin. His ass cheeks, it's crammed together, whereas I have a big voluptuous butt, which I think adds sex appeal to a man, especially in prison. Like, if I went to prison with Chris, like, I'm definitely getting laid way more than he is. He's going to be not getting laid at all. I'm going to be pulling it. So, yeah, good point on that. We aren't gay. We've thought about it. I just feel like it would hurt too much. Mostly just because we're both very aggressive guys, and when we make love, we punch. And I think it works with a woman because we punch up, but if we're both punching up, we're going to punch each other in the fist and get all fucked up. So we're not gay, but how we met, it's actually a really fun story. I saw him do comedy at Tacoma Comedy Club, and he was absolutely horrifically terrible. But what I liked about it was he was doing jokes about horrific things. And my favorite type of comedy is bad comedy about terrible, edgy subjects. I think that rules. That's kind of why I've perfected that. And yeah, he was up there like 18 years old, just talking about like eating his niece's butt and like eating her poop and eating her leg. A lot of just eating material because he's fat. But I was into it. All the other comics hated him, and I hated all the other comics, so that immediately gravitated me towards him. And then I asked him if he wanted to see a movie with me from behind in the dark, and scared him. And then he didn't talk to me for 3 months. And then after that, we became best friends. It's been a love story ever since. Well, that is gay, but that's all right now. For the last, I think it's 17 years, it's been okay. So you're good. You're in the clear. Adam, we're both gay. So let me ask this next question. And we're not actually gay. It's just a joke we make. It's in no way a reflection of who we are deep down under our subconscious. But why do you like musicals as a straight man? You fuck puss. And most guys who watch musicals don't fuck puss. You know what it really is? I just like when people sing. I think it takes a lot of pressure off. I think one of the big reasons why a lot of people get shot by the police is that they don't sing at them. Because I think if a cop pulls you over and you immediately start belting Creed, it will chill them out. And I've tried this. And that's, not to get racial, but a lot of black people don't know Creed songs. And I think that's why a lot of the times that happens. But, singing is great. Singing, I don't think musicals are necessarily gay. I just think that gay guys like musicals because gay guys like rad shit. Gay guys they fuck dudes. Like, that's cool. It's not something I would do personally, but it's pretty cool that they do that. Like, you're hanging out with your bro and you can do everything together. You can play sports together. You can play video games together. But if you're straight, you can't fuck. And then gay guys have that too. So gay guys just have more cool shit to do with their bros. So I think that's why I like musicals. Well, okay. So that makes sense. It is gay. Your wife, Carrie, very beautiful woman, by the way. But I think a lot of people see you guys walking around and they wonder why do you personally think that you get to stick your quiver bone up her little smiley guncher? Well, here's the thing. And I've always wondered that myself as well, because she's got a real good pee-pee hole on her. Where she makes piss is good. And there's no extras. I always like that. So I've always enjoyed the fact that she lets me in. But at the same time, I think a lot of the reason why she allows it is because she kind of knows it's not totally up to her. Well, that sounds like it's not very fun for her. Not that I would ever do it, but it's one of those things where I'm bigger and stronger and smarter and better. So I think she is just let's just do it. It'll be better that way. And in no way am I saying that I would ever do it the other way around, but that's her thinking because that's the kind of stuff I try to put out just to make it easier for everybody. But yeah, when I'm pounding on her sniz snaz, I'm always grateful for it. It never lasts long. Sometimes I'm happy to get to 17 seconds. That's good for me. 17 seconds is normal. She can't come to save her fucking life, so she never gets to, but that's whatever. Anyway, when girls come, they pee, and that's stupid also. I think that's dumb and gay. And then a lot of times she doesn't want us to take our pants off when we fuck, and I think that's fine. So she doesn't even take her pants off? That makes sense, too, because it contains the smells, and especially when we're doing it in the laundry room. In a laundry room? It makes sense, because then we can just put our pants right into the washer and dryer. And one time we tried to do it in a car, but that... You guys can both fit in a car together? That was hard because I kept breaking the windows because I get mad when I fuck because I think about my dad. And so, yeah, we had to buy a new car. But it was good. It was still hot. Off the wall question, maybe. You tell me if I went too far. You guys too. Fill us in. Can I bang her? Can I give her a little peppermint surprise? Can I give her a little old crispy diddler? Can I bite it? I mean, you could try. It was hard enough for me to fuck her, and you look just like me, so I feel like it's going to be another whirlpool of events if you want to try to get up in that. Schmow. But, I say go for it. I'm not going to stop you. I'll watch because I've been trying to get her to make a sex tape recently, and she's being real fucking down in the dumps about it. So watching you guys do it, it'd be very similar to that because you look a lot like me. And also, you ain't so bad yourself, you biscuit boy. We don't have to get so antsy about it. It's a simple question. A lot of people have asked you that question before. Just because I'm the first white guy doesn't mean you have to get so angry about it. I was just throwing a goof at you, Doug. You can go fuck yourself right hard with that one. Well, that's exactly the craw I'm after, son. So you guys fucked enough to the point where you spunched up in her and it made a full-on living human being. Do you ever look back on that and wish that you maybe took a trip down to the hammer store and erased that mistake? Or are you happy that it happened? Because abortion was legal, I believe, when you made it. You know, I do think about this one a lot because I do love my daughter, but being not around her is also pretty rad. But, you know, when you have a kid, you learn to like really just accept it because you also understand that like a lot of kids just kind of disappear or get kidnapped, and that's always an option. So you're never fully stuck in being a dad because there's always things. I get Amber Alerts on my phone all the time, and I'm like, it's like, you know, that guy won the scratch off. He got it. He's gonna sleep good late tomorrow. He can go see fucking Fly Me to the Moon if he wants to. He doesn't have to go see fucking Despicable Me 4. And you know, that can always happen. So that's a good thing about being a dad is you learn that it's never over. And then eventually she's gonna turn 18, and then if you know, I don't have to talk to her after that. But as far as abortion goes, it would have been cool. It probably would have smelled rad, but I think it would have bothered me. I would feel like I would have had night terrors about it. Or you get haunted by a fetus ghost. That happens in Japan a lot. So I'm kind of glad I didn't kill it. But cards are still on the table. So I know you very well, and so I'll get the obvious answer out of the way. But besides the Night Stalker, who's one of your biggest inspirations out there if you had to choose just one? Well, yeah, I mean, I guess since I can't say Night Stalker, I'd say Richard Ramirez. Because I know they're the same person, but we know something about that, don't we, Angel Eyes? Yeah, that's true. So that's totally fine. But yeah, I guess outside of that, and I'm not saying because of, look, it's not because of his beliefs. I'm going to stress that hard right now. But when you watch Hitler give a speech, he's selling some pretty bad stuff, but everyone's super into it. So like, it reminds me of like a comedian going on stage and just like, they're not good at comedy, but they still crush. You know, like most comedians, but I like that. I think that's pretty badass. So that inspires me. Gigi Allen also, he had a tiny little pecker. Gigi Allen was a punk rock guy that used to come out naked and just poop on himself. And he is pretty neat. Pull women out of the crowd and shove their faces into his tiny little pecker. I don't think it counted as assault because his wiener was so small that they never really made contact with the wiener itself. It was more like a cusp of wiener skin that was like out, but the rest of the wiener was almost tucked inside. So I don't think he ever got arrested because they couldn't prove the actual wiener ever touched the woman. So I think that's pretty cool and funny. And yeah, I'd say those two guys would probably be my favorite guys that inspire me. That's what I strive to be, a really good talker and someone with a tiny pecker. Perhaps one of my most controversial questions I'm going to throw at you today, but how do you like Austin? Nobody likes Austin. Everyone's just here because we chose to come here for opportunity. The people who like Austin, all the people who originally built this, they're all dead. I think we may have killed them, which I feel bad about, I guess. But, you know, it's ours now. It's one of those things. It's kind of like the lesson that the Native Americans learned. Build anything you want, but understand that one day some people might come and take it from you and make it worse. So that's what we did, and now we have this, and we have some great comedy clubs, and then everything around those comedy clubs is basically a fiery apocalyptic shit fuck, like you said, basically. And the homeless are around, no one cares about them. We got rid of like 90% of them. I think that's rad. I kind of wish we would have put that on pay-per-view. However they got rid of them, that would have been fun. So that's probably the thing I'd like least about Austin would be the fact that we didn't do some kind of death race or gladiator style homeless annihilation event. I would have paid like definitely $60 for that. The thing I like most about Austin is I don't live here. I live outside of it. So that's my favorite part. I get to come and get all the advantages of being a comedian here, but at the end of the day, I fucking leave and go to a city that's so much better, which I won't say because I know you'll follow me there. What's your favorite smell? Favorite smell, I'd say when a drunk woman is eating Rapolo's pizza, plug, and she's crying because she can't find her friends. And then she throws up the pizza into her pool of tears. It's something about that just makes me feel warm. That's just a good combination of smells. And Women having nights out is just a mistake anyway, so I'm glad that they have a bad time. So they're not supposed to do that. They're not pack animals like the boys. Let's move into our next question, and I assume the answer is just going to be super fine and great, but how was your childhood? As most comedians, I assume it was very clean. Childhood actually pretty good. I mean, my parents fought all the time. I got beat a lot. I didn't have a lot of friends. I got bullied. My brother beat me up a lot. My sister was really mean to me. Our house was dirty a lot. We had a cat that one time was in the dryer and it died. But we had on demand like pretty early. I remember like not a lot of people had on demand yet. That was pretty rad. That was like before streaming services. So like I could watch 8 Crazy Nights like whenever I wanted. So that kind of wrapped everything together and made it good. But sometimes, I'd meet some cool people. I had sex when I was 9. That was pretty badass. Couldn't get a boner yet, so I just had to like put a rubber band on the end and then pull it out. And then the girl just kind of had to figure out what she was supposed to do. But yeah, she was 9 too, so that's totally fine.
Well, at least she was 9 too.
You're right. She was 9. I mean, she still is because I killed her. And then my dad found out about it and he was pretty buzzed. So he beat me extra hard. But the good thing about that was my dad sucked at punching. So it was mostly kicks and I can eat kicks for days. So that was totally chill. And my mom, she just liked the show. So sometimes she'd just make some popcorn and check it out and watch us. And it wasn't sexual. So it's totally fine.
Well, I'm glad it all worked out. You're doing great and you look really good. I assume you're going to live a very long time, at least till 50. Speaking of not living for a very long time, open micers are a real hot thing right now down here in Austin. They keep moving here and they never stop and they smell very bad. But if you had to just sit one down and give them some advice, what do you think you'd tell these guys, these little rapscallions? Look, open micers, only one real thing that you guys need to know is give up, quit. Because if you hear me say that and it seems like something you want to do, then do it. 100% do it. I know a lot of people will be like, stick in there, keep doing it, keep grinding. But no, it's better if you don't. Because the less people there are trying to do it, the better chance the people who are actually good have at like being discovered and getting more stage time. So if you bomb all the time and you don't feel like you're getting better, just give up. You can still come hang out at the open mics because I know a lot of you guys just don't have friends and that's your social life. Do that. Another advice, shower. You guys fucking stink. Like fuck. Like it's insane. Even some of the girls who are like kind of cute, like the cute open mic girls, but it's because you guys are fucking these Tarzan boys that live in their mom's garages, which I did at one point. Trust me, this was all me. I used to stink real bad, but yeah, just keep deodorant in your car. Even if it melts, you can still melted deodorant smells better than fucking toasted pubes. They do reek like dog dick.
Yeah, then Peppermint Randall, that guy, keep doing what you're doing. I love the bit where you just go up there and hit yourself in the dick with a hammer and scream about the oligarchy, which I don't even really understand what that is, but
I know that guy. I don't know his name, but I know his eyes.
Find somehow to get more black people to come to the scene, but also not too many. So there's a sweet spot because all you open micers are white. Maybe because the black comics just are automatically better. Black non-comics are also better than comics. The black people just are funnier. Homeless guys outside are funnier than most open micers in Austin. And then, if you in any way have any deformation or weird face or you're really, really fat or you're black, you could just be on Kill Tony also. That's also just keep signing up for Kill Tony because if you get on there, he will immediately call you the funniest comedian of all time. And you just kind of have to have jokes about your deformity or retardation. And those guys lose their fucking minds over it. And, I think that's the main key is now in comedy, you either get on Kill Tony or you put a gun in your mouth. And I think that's the way it should be.
Well, anybody who's in a wheelchair or retarded is going to get on Kill Tony anyway, so they don't need advice.
Hail Satan.
All right, well, I feel like I learned a lot about you, which I've been trying to do forever. Sometimes I really just look in the mirror at you and I think about, what the fuck is this? And what are we doing? So I'm glad we got to clear a lot of stuff up. I don't feel better, but I don't think we ever were supposed to feel good anyway. So yeah, I had a good time. I know we've done this a lot in our bedroom. in the fetal position. So it's good to come in a nice room and do this the formal way. So thank you. All right, guys. That was a little fucking weird, but it was something we tried, and it was fun. Hopefully funny. And, you know, Chris didn't show up today because he was sick, and then our guest also bailed. So it's just me and Justin, our producer, who also rules, and we just decided to fuck around and do something different. That'll get you sent to the big house.